Good day to all of you. This is May Rose and Kuban blogging. So for today's video, I will be talking about 21st century skills, and I will also be discussing one of the 21st century skills, which is the media literacy. Before I will discuss to all of you what is media literacy, let us first talk about what is 21st century, or let me first define what is 21st century skill. So what comes into your mind when we talked about 21st century skills? 21st century skills comprises skills, abilities, and learning dispositions that had been identified as being required for success in 21st century society and workplaces by educators, business leaders, academics, and governmental agencies. It refers to the knowledge, life skills, career skills, habits, and traits that are critically important to students' success in today's world or generation, particularly when we move on to college and the workforce and in our adult life. 21st literacy skills were divided into three categories. The first category is the learning skills, second is the literacy skills, and the third one is the life skills. So now let's move on and talk about the media literacy. This skill belongs to the second category, which is the literacy skills. Media literacy is the practice of identifying publishing methods, outlets, and sources while distinguishing between the ones that are credible and the ones that aren't. Media literacy provides a framework to access, analyze, evaluate, and create messages in a variety of forms, either from print to video and the internet. Being media literate does not only about protecting kids or minors from unwanted messages or keeping them away from the unnecessary websites, but it also helps all of us on how to use media responsibly. Especially that in our generation today, people are very committed and engaged more into media. We are so fond of browsing and using Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and other social media platforms. So here, media literacy is very important because we are seeing and reading a lot of news from social media, and we are not sure if that was reliable or if it is fake news, and yet we keep on sharing those information. I myself is also guilty of that. And because media literacy is about analyzing for accuracy, credibility, and or evidence of bias, the content created and consumed in various media. So anyway, becoming a media literate is not to memorize facts about media, but rather to learn on raising the right questions about what you are reading, on what you saw, and on what you hear. So therefore, media literacy is also about helping us students to become competent, critical, and literate in all media forms so that we can control our interpretation of what we see or hear than letting ourselves being controlled by the interpretation, or than letting interpretation control us.